little hit. That's a little hit for Boxer. You saw the little head shake. He was like, that sucks. And siege tank has been produced. I don't think it has siege completed yet, and very few units for Boxer. I assume that that bunker has some SCVs in it, or some Marines in it. And we see the Hydras coming here, going to try and take down the bunker, backing off as they just do not have nearly the numbers, especially with the tank there as well. At least 2 Marines in that bunker, maybe 3. And we also see Killer actually expanding towards the bottom left. That's going to be the, I guess that'd be the 8 o'clock base, which is actually across the river, and or I think there's a river, or across his ramps and over a little bit. And it looks like Killer is going to try and stop the SCV from getting too much scouting information. I think he's faking like he's hiding something. He's not really hiding anything in his main, but he's pretending like he is. Throwing down a 3rd hatchery inside of his 2nd, or I guess it would be his 4th hatchery actually at his natural expansion. And control tower has also been put down, so there's going to be a drop ship coming out here. And again, that Overlord is scouting this all out. Boxer needs to go and send a couple Marines in the bottom of his buildable area on his main ramp and just kill that frickin' stupid Overlord and stop getting scouted out so well. And now we see Baxter also putting down a Queen's Nest, so he's going to be going for an early hive as well. And that actually was not a dropship, that was a Wraith being produced. And yeah, I'm fluidly calling him both Baxter and Killer. I hope that's not bothering anyone. But to me, I don't really know which to really call him, so I'm just saying whatever comes to mind here. And Boxer needs to be very careful with that Wraith. Doesn't want to lose that. And something's being researched at the control tower. Gotta be cloaking. What else would you research at what else would a Terran research at a control tower? But this is going to be really, really late. He might actually be able to pick off another Overlord or two. If he's getting into the main now, you're going to see that there's no Overlords there. Might actually go for a drone or two here, but with 1 Wraith, it's going to take a long time, and it looks like he's not going to bother. Boxer's not going to bother. Throwing down a 2nd refinery as well. Has siege tech finished up. And the other Overlord is going to be difficult for him to get to just because of the Hydra's placement. Although he is going to come down here, scout out the 3rd base, and might be able to pick off this Overlord as well. Another Wraith has been produced. Cloaking seems like it's pretty close to finish, and I think Boxer's just not gonna finish this scout. I think he might have been thinking about scouting around the rest of them, making sure that there isn't any more bases going up. Engineering Bay is researching +1, so this is gonna be a biomech force coming out. Actually, yeah, this is just a very weird build from Boxer, going for those early Wraiths that really haven't done too much here, then going for some tanks, now throwing down some extra racks, so it's like fake factory into Starport, which was all scouted out, into late cloaked Wraiths, into bio, as maybe he might be transitioning into more of a traditional SKT1 build here. And Boxer with some good Wraith micro there, taking down one of those Overlords, also losing an SCV unfortunately. So that Wraith, I believe, has 2 SCV kills, or I'm sorry, Overlord kills, which is very, very good. See the science facility going down, so that we're going to have some very, very 8 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of early. Well, maybe not so much. But pretty good timed science vessels for Boxer. I guess that would be maybe a little bit early compared to normal. And now Wraiths coming in again, might actually be able to pick off a 3rd Overlord. I think that Overlord is going to go down. A lot of Zerglings have been produced on. They are headed towards Boxer's base, but Boxer has 2 bunkers, a few siege tanks, and he's producing Marines now. I don't think that those Lings are going to do much, or Hydras are going to do much. And these Wraiths now getting a kill or two on the drone line. I think 2 kills, and we see some Lurkers being morphed in as well. Boxer has tanks, though. Boxer has tanks. He's got missile turrets. He's going to have a side vessel coming out relatively soon. I don't know if they're going to be quite in time for this Lurker push, but it's going to be pretty darn close. And these Wraiths are still picking off drones. I believe this might be a 4th drone, maybe 4th or 5th drone. That's a lot of kills for those Wraiths. And they are just doing actually a lot more damage than I would have thought coming out with cloaking this late. The entire natural expansion doesn't have any doesn't have an Overlord guarding it, but Boxer going to the 3rd base, seeing the lone Overlord there, can take that down too, so Baxter is going to lose yet another Overlord. We see the Defiler Mound going down as well. Might even be able to pick off a couple more drones. This is great by Boxer, and some not so good play by Baxter here, but finally some Scourge coming in along with an Overlord popping, going to be able to take down both of those Wraiths. And now there's a little bit of a Lurker contain going on. I don't know if those are stop Lurkers or not. If they are, they might be able to catch Boxer. I hope not. I hope Boxer is going to scan outside of his base and or wait for his science vessel to really start pushing out. There it is. There's the science vessel. And now we're going to get to see maybe a Lurker split. Come on, Boxer. Okay, Boxer's going to go for the tanks and just do it the easy way. He's going to play it simple and safe and just take tanks without risking his marine forces here. And I don't think that this contain is going to last at all. He's got a side vessel in the air, some tanks going on, and now Killer is being very indecisive here. Looked like he was thinking about going in for the push, then dropping back again. Was lucky that the tanks did not get a second volley of shots and could have taken down another 1 or 2 lurkers there. That could have been very bad for him with slightly sloppy play, almost screwing it up there. Defiler is out though. Side vessel also out. Scourge unable to get to the side vessel, so if that side vessel can find that Defiler, he did see the Defiler mound going down, that could be really bad for Baxter. He really needs to get some good swarms out, because right now I don't think he has the proper forces to really take down this force for Boxer. Boxer has a nice M&M force, has a lot of tanks, more tanks than normal SK Terran does after 10 minutes, and there's a swarm. Swarm does go down. 2 swarms go down. And Boxer is in full retreat with half his force, but his Marines are just going to pass right by. His Marines look like they're going to go straight for the natural expansion, and we'll see if there's any lurkers there. He's also going to have scans, so he should be able to defend this. Some lurkers might be coming in from the back as well. Yeah, some lurkers, some late lurkers coming in as well. And those are stopped. No, they're not. There they go. They are going to catch a lot of these Marines. Boxer unable to quite pay attention and Biker both fights at the same time, unfortunately for him. I think if he just had that one fight to focus on, if he was just right there, I think he would have had done a pretty good job there against those lurkers. Scourge coming in here, catching that first science vessel. A lot of fire bats have been produced as well. So Boxer's pretty much just going to try and nullify the swarm with sheer numbers of fire bats and say, hey, if you want to throw in some Zerglings, I will just melt them with my flamethrowers of doom. And you can't do anything. Some Marines coming in here to the third base, gonna try and pick off some drones maybe. He's got 1 drone, should be able to pick off 2 or 3 more. 1, 3 drones, 4 drones, 5 drones go down, maybe a 6 drones go down. 6 drones go down for the cost of, I believe, 5 Marines and 1 medic, something like that. So, great harassment there by Boxer, not even bothering to use dropships, just going straight in with his remaining Marine forces from after the lurker slaughter. So even though those lurkers caught a lot of those Marines, still Boxer is able to do a lot of damage. And now we see a pretty large Zergling and lurker force pushing out, and for Zerg, and also for Terran we see a lot of fire bats and a few Marines pushing out. I don't know if he has quite enough Marines, though. He's got a lot of fire bats. There's like, I don't know, 8, 9 fire bats. That's a ton of them. So he'll be able to melt any Zergling force, but he's going to struggle against lurkers since his tanks are actually disconnected from his force right now. Although it looks like the infantry force might actually be, I don't know if they're standing up for a Princer. They could also be heading down towards the bottom left to go make a push on the bases down there, and they can be very, very deadly. As you know, 6 fire bats will absolutely melt any real number of drones in just an instant. Both drones and Zerglings will just get absolutely slaughtered. Overlord studying this, but Boxer's going to run by everything, just going to try and get up the ramp, and he's going to get up the ramp, and this could be really, really, really bad for Zerg. The fire bats are in there. Let's see how much damage they're able to do. Throwing down a swarm. What the heck was the point of the swarm? Pretty much nothing. And those fire bats are going to kill off, I think, 3 or 4 drones there. And now, even with the swarm, there's really nothing that that Killer can really do in order to take down those fire bats.